Hello everyone, this week I'm going to show how to do this beach painting in watercolors. This is Marina Beach, located in my hometown, Chennai. It has been 12 years since I last visited this place. Today I'm here to rediscover its beauty and find inspiration for this painting. As I mentioned earlier, I'm revisiting this beach after more than a decade and soaking in its beauty. I've taken plenty of pictures for inspiration. I'll be heading back to my studio to transform these vibes into a painting. Before I go, hit the subscribe button so you guys can get weekly video updates from my channel. And let's get started, guys. From the couple of pictures I've taken, this is a reference I'm going with because it shows the Marina Beach in a nutshell. And it also has quite a depth because there's some buildings which is all the way at the back. In the middle there's a lot of fishermen boats, and the beach is packed with shops selling everything from snacks to souvenir. In the foreground, a peanut vendor also adds a depth in our scene. And the scene also is lively and unique, and it is really nice to capture the art of this beachside. Every corner of this beach brings back memories. The texture, the colors, even the sound of the waves, it's also inspiring. I'm focusing on the elements that stand out and build the washes accordingly and not try to overdo it. Watercolor is all about layering. We'll start with light washes and slowly build up. Now I've successfully established the first wash, and now I'm jumping on to the background by itself. So when you paint, especially when I paint in watercolors, I usually try to create three elements of background, midground and foreground, and this also helps us to create really nice depth. And again, there is a lot of A's all the way at the background, so I'm pre-wetting the paper and I'm putting down the washes to create this beautiful gradient, and it also creates this hazy distance for us. And I'll take this midground and I'll slowly build the pigments with the fisherman boats, and I'll slowly bring to the foreground. When painting the beach, we have to keep in mind that is to keep it really simple. There is tendency of a lot of watercolors overdo it. So the way I do it for the waves, I leave the paper as it is, and I try to keep it as simple as possible and try to create the impressions from my reference. Now let's start adding people, and when it comes to adding people, I don't sit and render each and every details of them. And again, whenever I paint in impressions, and I'm trying to capture the gesture as well as the face with one single color. Now I'll be focusing on a few foreground elements, and the main foreground element is the peanut vendor who is sitting on the sand, and this shop which is also next to him. And again, this creates a beautiful nice contrast because I'm going to make this shop a little bit darker because they're in the shade, and you can see that as soon as we add this darker values in the foreground, we create a depth of a light to dark, and this also enhances perspective as well. And as you can see from a reference, I'm only capturing the things which I needed. I'm not like going to render each and every chairs and each and every person in the reference by itself. Because if you copy the reference as it is, your expression in your painting. So whenever you paint, or whenever I personally paint, I try to put a twist on it. I try to create a painting that resonates with my style. Now once I finish the shop which is close to the foreground, now let's create a little bit of contrast. The way we can add contrast is by adding another element in the foreground. That's our peanut vendor. And there's also this chairs which is close to the shop. So I'll be using this as a leading line to take us into the painting. This is a really crucial step in any watercolor painting I do, is adding the shadows. And why this is important is because when you add any elements in your painting, in order to anchor, you have to add shadows. And you can see that as soon as I added the shadows for the peanut vendor, it looks like they are sitting on the sand by itself. Revisiting the beach after 12 years and turning that into inspiration into a painting has been an amazing experience. It's a reminder that sometimes the best ideas come from reconnecting with the places that means the most to us. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what places inspire your creativity. Until next time, keep exploring and keep creating.